Hello and welcome this morning to Totally Beads Live. I'm bringing the sunshine today. I'm so fed up of it being cold and damp and icy cold, and we are expected a little bit of warmer weather. So that is what we're getting today. We are going to be channeling the beach vibes. So I've got two colorways on this for you, and we're going to do a full beach themed jewellery set. So I've got this gorgeous synthetic turquoise. We've got beautiful charms. We've got shells, fish, little starfish. And not only are we going to be making a lovely necklace with this, we're also going to be making a matching pair of earrings and an anklet too. So this is it in the kind of blue synthetic turquoise, but we've got it in the white as well. So all that changes is I've popped in the white coloured pearls with these lovely, you've got little synthetic starfish and all sorts there. How cute are they? So the only difference in terms of making an anklet rather than a bracelet is it's going to need to be a little bit bigger. And that can go around. If you'd rather, you can make that into a bracelet, no problem. You're getting plenty in there. But if you do want it as an anklet, then we've got those for you as well. What I love about this is when I was putting them together, not only was I choosing the lovely charms that we've got and the beads, but even the little hook at the end of it, which I'll show you close up and I'll show you down on the mat, is just lovely, really, really lovely. And of course, we've got the earrings as well with a little pearl and a little starfish. So you're going to get a full set today for a really, really good price. So I'm going to say good morning to you all, and then I will take you over to the website so you can have a little look at what we're doing. In fact, I will bring them up on the mat just quickly so you can have a little look. So these are the earrings that we have in those two different colours, and these are your anklets or your bracelet. And if you have a little look at the clasp, this to me looks like, I think it's pronounced Macau. So in Hawaiian legend, if you've seen that particular film, there is a demigod called Maui, and the legend is that he had this magical hook, and he managed, when he was going fishing, he managed to catch the ocean floor, and he pulled up the ocean floor, which formed and created the islands of Hawaii. And I just think, as a clasp goes, they're so sweet. That's what it reminds me of anyway. I don't know whether that's intentional, but it is for this design. So they're the anklets and the earrings that we're making today. And these are the lovely necklaces. So you've got these two colours here. Can't get them all in, but you can have a close-up look at those lovely charms that we've got and those lovely beads. And then we also have it in this colourway. So if you'd prefer to have the white synthetic turquoise, you can pop them against that beautiful blue. Just think they're really, really sweet. So let me say good morning to you all, and I'll welcome you all in. I'm just ready for holiday. I don't know if anybody else is, but I really could do with just some warmer weather. Can you hear them as well when I'm picking them up? Sweet. Good morning to Carol. Hello to Rachel. She's cold and wet in Barrow. I know. Dull in Sudbury, says Jan. Good morning to Mina. Hello to Anastasia. Mina's asking how everybody is. I'm all right. Just I need some sunshine. Christine says, good morning all. A bit warmer in Darlington and the sky is a bit brighter. It was a bright day yesterday. It was still cold, but it was a bright day yesterday. It seems to be very drizzly and overcast this morning here in Merseyside. So good morning to Debbie. Hello to Joanne. She says these look very summery and she's giving me a sunshine. That's what I'm trying to channel, a little bit of those warmer climates. If you've got a holiday coming up, then then I think these are just absolutely gorgeous. Or if you're just feeling like you've got the mermaid vibes going, then they're a definite must. Good morning to Anne. Hello to Elaine as well. Right, I'm going to take you over to the website now. We are, of course, totalybeads.co.uk, and you can see we have this wonderful offer still on today. So if you're going shopping, make the most of that. Just enter those codes in at checkout, and depending on how much you're looking at spending, you'll get some lovely little discounts there for you. If you head into the video tutorial category, you've seen there was one that floated past there. You can get into it lots of different ways. We ship worldwide, so don't worry if you're not in the UK. We are based here, but you can make these wherever you are. Maybe you're going to go on a holiday and you'd like to do a little bit of making on the beach. Oh, if you wear these somewhere sunny, maybe you're just in the garden wearing them one day, take a picture of it for me and let me see. Let me see where you are. So this is the Oceana Jewellery Set here. As I say, we've got two colours. You can see we've got all these additional charms as well. So if you want to buy any extra of those, you absolutely can. We've got antique metal silver charms. So we've got gorgeous starfish. We've got some shells, and we have some lovely little tropical fish. All of those are going to be included in this kit for you today. The kit is £9.99. So if you're just less than £10, you can make a bracelet or an anklet. You can wear a necklace, and you can make a pair of earrings. You're getting everything you need in there. So you can see we've got the turquoise colourway, and then we've got the white colourway here for you. But I've just swapped them up. If you wanted to get both kits, which you absolutely can do, you could put the white pearls with the white beads, and you could put the blue with the blue, but I thought it'd be nice to just give a slight bit of contrast. So I'll show you how they look. This is everything you're getting in your kit. You're going to get your glass pearl round beads. So depending on which colour, they're going to be in the white colour or the turquoise colour. We've got the starfish beads, which are these lovely things that are dangling from the bottom of your earrings and along the chain as well. We've got your rondelle beads, which are those kind of rounded ones here. Again, I'll show you them down on the mat. You've got all of your charms, so you're getting 2 of each of your charms. So I'm just going to put 1 shell in the centre of the necklace and 1 in the centre of the bracelet or the anklet. You've also got your jump rings, and I'm going to add a couple of extra jump rings onto the bottom of that anklet, and then you've got that adjustability. Obviously, when you're making a bracelet, you're making it to fit a wrist. An ankle is usually larger than a wrist. And your foot flexes as you walk, so it does change shape. So having those little extra jump rings on just acts as an extender chain, really, so you can make that comfortable as you're walking along the sandy shore. We've got that lovely clasp, which I've just spoken to you about, which I think reminds me of the Macau, or I think that's how you pronounce it, that Maori hook anyway. That Maui hook that we've got, I think, just adds into that theme. We've also got your tiger tail, your crimps, and your culottes and your ear wires. So everything you need. This is how it looks on. I don't have a bust for a foot. I could have done it on a bracelet, mandrel, I suppose, but you've seen the bracelets or the anklets, but this is how the necklace looks. So I've made it quite long wearing. You can of course change that up by just adding less beads in, but I'm going for about 60 centimeters of tiger tail, which is 24 inches for the necklace, just so it's got that lovely long. I can just see you wearing this with like a swimming costume, a bikini and a sarong, you know, something like that, or maybe just a t-shirt and a nice long skirt with some sandals. I want to go on holiday. And of course, you've got your earrings there to match. So you've got a full suite of jewellery there for £9.99. If you want to have a little look exactly what we're using, then the glass pearl rounds in the ivory white colour are 3mm in size. We've got all the measurements there of the starfish and the charms and the fish. We've got these synthetic turquoise starfish beads as well, which are 14mm in size. So you can have a little look at all the bits and bobs there. There's that silver Tibetan silver J hook. All of your findings are going to be in a rhodium plated colour, because I think it just matches that kind of antique or Tibetan silver finish to your J-hook clasp or your charms. So they will be the same in each one. And of course, we've got those turquoise howlite rondelles as well. So these are your howlite beads. So you have got a bit of a gemstone in there too. Obviously, your starfish are synthetic turquoise, but these are turquoise, so dyed howlite. And you've got your rondelles there, which are 8mm in size. I think that's pretty much everything that you get in there. We've not taken pictures of your findings like your culottes and your crimp beads and your tiger tail, but you know what they look like. So that is your beautiful set in the turquoise, and for the same price but a slightly different look. Oh, I'm thinking beach wedding vibes with this one. It could be something blue as well. You're getting all the same components. You're getting those lovely charms, popping one of the shells onto the anklet or the bracelet. I'm adding just the starfish beads onto the earrings, and I'm adding, well, 2 of each apart from the shell on the bottom of that necklace. So this one looks like this in this colourway. They're all the same sizes and measurements, but I'm using the turquoise 3mm beads there. And I've got these beautiful white starfish beads here, which are synthetic turquoise again, and these are synthetic turquoise rondelles, which are 8mm in size. So there is a slight, they look exactly the same, but there is a slight, of course, genetic makeup difference, if you like, on those. So I think I've showed you all the beauties. I'm going to demo, I think, today with the turquoise one, so the bluey one rather than the white one. And of course, if you want to buy any extra charms, you can add them in. If you want to add any extra beads or any extra anything, all you need to do is click on this at the bottom and you can add here into your basket. So you might think, I want them, but I'd like it with this instead. Then you can just add those in however you need. But for $9.99 today, I think it's a great price to get a full suite of jewellery, a lovely long necklace, anklet, and ball bracelet, and a pair of earrings as well. So let me get back to business. Don't need that one, but I will have that one. There you go. So I'll just wait for my comments to pop back up, and we will get making pretty speedily. It's quite a quick make. I suppose it depends how long you want it and what you want to do. So we have said good morning to Joanne and Anne and Elaine. Hello to DIY Dream Weddings UK. She says, hi Natalie and all. Good morning to Sue, who's saying good morning to everybody. Sheila's in as well. These are cute, says Jan. They're lovely, aren't they? Mina says, this discount code is dangerous for my bank account. Yeah, but just think about what you're saving. You can afford to get those extras if you're getting that big discount on it. I don't mean to lead you astray, Mina. Good morning, Esther. How are you doing? So this is the Oceana Jewellery Set. It's so long and lovely. I can't fit it all into my screen. And it's a really straightforward stringing project. I always start from the middle and work my way out. Your beautiful charms are the same either side. So all I am doing is considering how I'm placing them. Obviously, the fish have got little faces and little tails, so I'd like them to be pointing in. So when I string them on, I am going to consider the placement of how I put them on, and I'm also going to consider where and how I'm placing on these turquoise starfish coloured beads as well. So we've got them, which you can see the drill hole comes slightly out of the tip here, so you can put them on either way. You can put them on pointy way down, or you can put them on in between the two arms. I think they're arms, not legs, of a starfish. You can put them that way, so you can do whichever you want. All I've done is made sure whichever I put onto that side is in the same direction, that side. So that's how that's going to look. And again, little close-up of that absolutely gorgeous little clasp. How sweet. Mina says, well, I got both sets of today as extra. Well, that's lovely. Thanks, Mina. Julie's in. Hello to you. She says, hi, Natalie and everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm good, thank you. I hope you are too. So I'm going to start off. Making my little charms. When I say making, they're all done. I'm just going to pop them on a little jump ring. Listen to them. Julie says both sets have fell into my basket. Do it, Julie. No, I am naughty, leading you astray. So all I'm doing there, it's my job, isn't it? I thought they were lovely. Hello, Phoenix. She says, oh, alive. Hi, Nat. Hello, sweetheart. So all I've done is pop the little jump rings onto my charms. I'm going to need 2 of my starfish. I'm going to need 2 of my little tropical fish. Not sure what type of fish it is. Clownfish? No, someone's going to say it's a such and such. And I'm going to need 2 of my shells. I'm only going to put 1 shell onto the necklace and the other one will go on my anklet or my, bracelet. I get very easily distracted. And we're going to make a little pair of earrings as well to match. So all I'm going to do for now is just open up my jump rings and place them on so they're ready to string on. So I'm going to take 2 pairs of pliers. It's lovely, isn't it? DIY Dream Wedding says, what a cheerful sound. I don't think you're talking about my voice. I think you're talking about this. Phoenix says a silverfish. Well, it is silver. So, well, yeah, might be. Magpie alert, they're so shiny. I know. So I'm going to take 2 pairs of my pliers. Really straightforward. I'm going to take my jump ring. And I'm going to give it a little twist open towards me. You can open it towards you or away from you. You don't have to open it up much. You'll notice your charm has a lovely little kind of loop at the top. So you can just slide that through. Easy peasy, really straightforward. And then to close it, I'm just, clicked and did a little jingle sound at the same time. I'm just going to close it. If they're not quite aligned, I'm going to take it slightly past the point where those 2 bits meet. And you can see there it's just sprung back fully closed. We do want to make sure that it is fully closed because it is going to go on the tiger tail. And the tiger tail, of course, it could slip off. Now, my big light that I've got, my projector light, is flickering. And as I'm sure you may know, because if you watched me the other week, my downward light has also give up the ghost. I've ordered a new one, so it should be arriving today, but it's slightly different, so we'll see how the setup goes. I've got more of a clamp than a stand, but I might just get a light separate because my stand still works, but the light doesn't. So I'm just hoping if it's flickering, if it's going to go, I want it to just go and not like pop because I don't want to say a naughty word. And if I get a bit of a fright. Okay, so they're my little fish. They're really, really sweet. An angelfish, Carol, I think it is an angelfish. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a marine biologist, but yeah, let's say it's an angelfish. So you've got your little starfish charms. Your starfishes don't have a loop at the top like the others, but your jump ring should fit just along the top of that little arm. There's not a lot of space around the top of it, but they will sit nicely. Morning, Jackie, how are you doing? So I'm going to take 60 centimetres there or thereabouts of my tiger tail, which is about 24 inches, and I'm going to start from the middle out. So just to show you the beads, you can get these beautiful blue ones. These are like your rondelles, or you can get those lovely white ones. And then the white 3mm pearls will go with the blue kit. And then the gorgeous kind of turquoisey ones will go with the white. So just to give you that little bit of wobbly, little bit of contrast. In terms of your starfish, which are going to go on your earrings and in your bracelet or anklet, then they look like this in the turquoise. So you've got a drill hole coming out of here and up through there. and you've got the same in the lovely white colour as well. All your findings, everything else the same. And then of course this lovely little J hook which I'm using for the clasp. It's got that Tibetan silver finish to it, so it looks like it's been patinaed. It's just so cute. So, and of course you're getting your earring hooks and your ball pins too. So let's make the necklace. I'm going to open up my strings. I've got everything all over my desk and I love it. So let's just open up and let's get making. Really easy stringing project today, whether you're making the necklace or the earrings, and a straightforward, and the bracelet, the earrings are straightforward. So I'm going to start off by adding my shell. So I'm going to, so I don't get them in shot of the camera, I'm going to pop my shell on through the jump ring and just pop that down to the middle, and finding the middle by bringing the two ends of the tiger tail together and then bringing that down so it'll sit in the middle. DIY Dream Weddings UK says, how cute are these? Loving the starfish. There's loads you can do with them. If I was going to go with a theme, I was going to go with a theme, and I ran with it, and I was like, ooh, give me all your fishy themed stuff. So hence why I've called it Oceana. I wasn't sure whether to call it like Ariel or something, but we went with Oceana. I'm going to add on 2 of the rondelles onto each side. So 1 onto each side. So I'm adding 2 on. I'm just adding the 1. So I'm picking up 2 beads and 1 on each side of the tiger tail. Lovely little drill hole through there, and that will fit. So your jump ring on the shell is just going to get kind of clamped inside of it. And then going to just add 1 pearl onto each side. Let's move the pearls off onto the mat. I can see these sticking to my sleeve again today, so I will roll up my sleeve. I was thinking, do I wear something kind of beachy? And then it was just so cold, I've just put my big black jumper on again. Mina says, I've always wanted to make something like this. Well, now's your chance, Mina. Of course, you can change up this design if you want to, or you can follow this precise pattern. So after the pearl, I'm popping on 1 of those beautiful rondelles again. And obviously, I'm just picking up both sides of the tiger tail, and then that's allowing them to just kind of fall into the middle. After I've put the 1 on, I'm going to go into little groups of 3. So I'm going to pick up 3 pearls. And I'm going to add 3 pearls onto each side. So if I was making this and I was copying this design, I'd go onto the website and I'd just have the photograph on up on my screen, and I'd just copy it that way. Of course, you can always watch back the tutorial as well, but just so you know what my stringing pattern is, I'll talk you through it. So I've popped 3 of the pearls on, and they sit down into the middle like this. And then I'm going to add another 1 of my rondelles. And then another 3 of my pearls. And then I'm going to get ready for my next little charm. So whatever I'm putting onto one side of my necklace, I'm going to put onto the other side of my necklace, and that's going to give me that lovely symmetry. Phoenix is saying you can't do beachy where she's from. I must have better weather. We than we can do up here in Fife. It's Baltic out there. Yeah, I'm not expecting anybody to go taking pictures on the beach unless you're in somewhere lovely and tropical. I mean, I could take you up to, I don't know, Formby or Crosby. You could see the sand dunes. But you won't get me in a bikini full stop, to be honest. But you don't think you'll see it under a hat and scarf? So I've put my 3 on again, and now I'm just going to add on another rondelle so I can add on my next charm. Now the next charm I'm going to add is going to be my little fishies. So as I said before, I'm just going to check which direction. I like them looking at each other. So I'm going to put that one on that way and that one on that way. I might move myself down a little bit. Hi Josie, how are you doing? She says love and hugs, beautiful. They're really sweet, aren't they? So the fishy goes facing inwards. You don't have to. Just kind of being a little bit mindful of that. So they will face like that. I hope that jump ring's done properly. I am just going to adjust that jump ring a little bit because I want to make sure it's fully closed so it doesn't slip off. There you go. And then again, I'm just going to sandwich that little jump ring in between another rondelle. And then I'm going to go back to add in 3 pearls. Where's the end of my pearls gone? There they are. I think these are really lovely sizes as well, using the 3mm pearls. Just kind of acts as little spaces really, just to punctuate those lovely rondelles that we're using. So I've added on the 3 there. And then I'm going to add another rondelle, another 3, and then my last of my charms, which will be the Starfish metal beads, metal charms, before I start adding in the Starfish beads. So I've got my rondelle. I'm going to add another 3 onto each side. Whatever I do to one side, I'm doing to the other one. I mean, if you know your pattern, you can work from your clasp at the top and just work all the way round. But this way of working, I know I'm not going to miss anything. And of course, you can just keep bringing up those tiger tail ends and checking that they're falling evenly into the centre. So once I've put that on, I'm going to do my other little rondelle. And my starfish charm. So the starfish charm does have a kind of front and a back to it. That's the front and that's the back. If you can see there, it's very much, I mean, I don't know whether it really is anatomically correct, but is that the right word? I would say that's the front. I might have just put him on with his, I don't know, does starfish have a bum? They've got a mouth. Getting into dangerous territory there, so I'm just going to leave that conversation. So I'm just going to add that on. And then I'm going to add another rondelle to kind of sandwich that little jump ring into place. And then again, we're going to go with our 3 pearls. So apart from the very centre, I'm just doing kind of clusters of 3 with the pearls. And 3 onto the other side. And then I'm going to add my starfish bead. Now the necklace has 3 starfish beads on each side, so 6 in total on this design. So you can choose whichever way you want to put them on. I'm going to put it on where I'm going to go for the long arm first on this one, I think, and they will flip when you first put them on. So I'm going to use the curve of that arm to kind of point inwards. And then the next time I put them on, I'm going to go the opposite way. It really doesn't matter. Just again, whatever you're doing on one side, pop onto the other side. Mina says, Natalie, I'm making loops for Sarah necklaces. I'm so glad I have a looper as my hands are sore, and I even poked eye pins in my fingers. That's not good, Mina. I hope you're okay. Maybe you could do it with, I don't know, a plaster on your finger, or you can get those little thimble tips you could use. Or you could just be careful, Mina. Be careful out there. Anastasia says, I'm so sorry that this is wobbling so much. Let's move and adjust a little bit. Sorry. I'm hoping next week I'll have my new stand and it'll all be lovely. Anastasia says, I have a friend that lives in Florida and she would like this set. I made her a bracelet a couple of years ago. Yeah, I went down the Floridian rabbit hole the other day, to be honest. I was looking at that magical place with the mouse as holidays. I don't know why, I can't afford it, but just dreaming and looking and thinking that would be a really great place to visit. Okay, so I've put my first starfish bead on. I'm going to pop on 3 more pearls. And again onto the other side. And I'm just going to keep stringing with this. We should have time. I don't know whether I might just talk you through the design on the bracelet or the anklet. And then maybe hopefully show you the earrings as well. So starfish bead, 3 pearls. I'm going to go rondelle. I just love how chunky those beads are and how pretty they are. And then 3 pearls again. It doesn't matter if you do a different design. You can add these on any which way you like. And of course you can make them shorter by just adding on less beads. I'm just working with the curl of that tiger tail as well. It's already given me my rounded necklace shape. And then I'm going to put on another rondelle. Move that down so you can see where I'm up to. Another 3 pearls. And then I'm going to add on my next starfish bead. So I've got 2 of the rondelles in between those starfish beads. You could put them all on the same way, the starfish beads as well, if you wanted them all to sit in the same direction. Or you might want a more organic look and have them kind of any which way. This time I'm going to go in through the point at the bottom and come out that arm at the top. And again, I'm going to have it so that little arm there is kind of curving in towards the neckline. So just give that a little flip round. And then I'm going to do another pattern of 3 pearls with 2 rondelles in between. Phoenix is saying about having issues with seed beads. And we're having a little chat about ill health. So I just think when things are a little bit warmer, I think it's good for your soul. I think you feel happier. But also I think health conditions, like, they just seem to get worse when you're cold in the winter. I think I was made to hibernate in the winter. I'll wake up for my birthday and Christmas. But other than that, I could quite happy sleep till like the end of February, beginning of March. Just feels like it's been a very, very long winter because I don't think, get much of a summer this year. Didn't see much of it anyway. I'm always complaining, aren't I? But it's just a thing. If you're British, you're obsessed with the weather. That's just how we roll here. So I know there'll probably be a lot of people, maybe in the US and other places, that join us and think, why are we always talking about the weather? But that's just quite a stereotypical trait. That cups of tea and fish and chips. So I've got no chips for you today, but I've got the weather and the fish. And I'll have a cup of tea when I finish. And queuing, we like to queue up as well. Okay, so I've now put on my starfish. This is my second starfish. I've got my pearls, my rondelle, my pearls, my rondelle, my pearls. I'm going to go for my last little starfish on the necklace design. And I could either do it the same as, and yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do it the same as the first one. Now I haven't on my other design. On my other design, I've put it the other way. But I think I'm going to change it up for the live today. So I'm going to put them long arm down for that bit. And then all I'm going to do now is just finish off for the length that I want with my pattern of 3 pearls rondelle, 3 pearls rondelle, 3 pearls rondelle. So on the design I've put together, you've got 5 more rondelle, little clusters to go on, but you can, shorten this and do whatever you want. So 3 rondelle. And again, same onto the other side. We just want to make sure that shell at the bottom of the necklace is sitting in the center. And of course, if one side here is longer than the other, then it will not be quite as balanced a piece. Oh, Mina says, I switched my alarm off at 6 a.m. this morning and thought 10 minutes and then I'll get up as it's half term. Well, the next thing it was 8 a.m. when I woke up. Glad it wasn't a work from home day. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that I was with you live this morning, I'd probably still be in my pyjamas. I feel like as soon as I get home, I'm cold. I felt like I was cold all week last week. So I was like, right, I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to put my pyjamas on. I lived in my pyjamas. They were clean, fresh pyjamas, but I was like, where's my dressing gown? I'm going to put my dressing gown on. Oh, thanks, DIYG Weddings. She's so pretty. The weather or food? I know. It is, though, isn't it? I mean, when my father-in-law was poorly, obviously, we'd be visiting him, and he was kind of bedridden at home. And I'd go around and try and have a conversation with him about something other than how you're feeling, because he wasn't feeling good. But he stopped eating. So it was really difficult because, just generally in conversation about what are you having for tea, what have you eaten today, it was just constantly food and he wasn't going out. So struggle, like saying, well, just as well you're in today, Jim, because it's freezing outside and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, pattern of conversations often very similar. He loved an ice cream, though. He'd have an ice cream regardless. That's a little bit of an unusual shape. So I'm just going to swap that one out. I've got loads to play with. If you can see the way it's been cut. Sorry, you're getting a little bit more for your money on that one. It's a little bit wider, but I want that kind of symmetry. So I'm just going to swap that round. But yeah, he liked an ice cream, whatever the weather. So I'm just going to keep threading on my little clusters of my pearls and my rondelles until I've got the length that I want. So I tend to put 5 of my rondelles on and then 3 clusters of pearls to alternate. Oh no! Mina says the kits are out of stock and Simon's looking into it for us. I wonder what it is. It won't be the full thing. It'll be like something, whatever it is. Has both of them gone, Mina? I mean, it's lovely because obviously that you like them. There's a chance he just needs to allocate some more. Wave your magic wand, Simon. Get the kits up. It's usually just one component that goes out. But obviously we can swap it around unless it's a very fundamental component. So if your rondelles went, then your design wouldn't really work the same. Unless we could find similar, maybe in a different shade or colour. Right, so I'm going to finish with my pearls. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put one more rondelle onto each side. And then I want to finish with my 3 pearls up against my culotte. Yay, thanks Mina. It says all back in stock now. So if you were trying to shop and you couldn't, refresh your page and they should be all there back for you. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 pearls to finish. Okay, so I'm just going to check I'm happy with everything in terms of my placement and my shape. I'm going to draw those ends of the tiger tail again together just to make sure that it's fairly even. Obviously I'll be cutting off any excess, but what you can do is you can hold your necklace together and at the top, and you can just check that it's the same on each side. You've not missed anything. And, you know, if you wanted to redo it, it wouldn't take you very long at all. Providing you've not popped on your crimps and your clots, everything is unstringable at this point. So if you wanted to, you can feed your tiger tail back down through the culotte into the body of the necklace, but I'm going to just do straight forward attachment really with this, but it's going to give it that professional finish because I'm using those lovely little culottes, which means I don't need to worry about crimp covers and whatnot. So I'm going to slide my culotte onto the end, and usually I bring it up, but actually I'm just going to trim off what I don't need. So usually I'll slide it right up to the end. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with my pliers, and I'm going to crimp that crimp bead right down close to the bottom. So I'm going to push the crimp bead down inside the culotte and just give it a little flatten. And then I'm going to add another crimp bead on. So I'll double crimp just to make sure it's all nice and firm. Phoenix says redo. I was working on a medical alert bracelet and I must have done it 3 times and still got it a little big. Just finished it and I felt like I'd do it again one day. You know, jewellery making's meant to be enjoyable. So although it can be very rewarding doing a very complicated stitch pattern or wire weave or whatever you're doing, you can get all the fun, all the enjoyment out of something as straightforward and simple as stringing when you've got lovely beads and components. So I'm just making sure those culottes are fully flattened down. Those crimp beads are fully flattened down. And then I'm just going to trim off that excess of the tiger tail. And then I'm just going to close the culotte over the top by pushing it over with my fingers and then pressing down with my pliers just to fully close it over. And then I will do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to check I've got that nice curve in my necklace, like so. So I'm laying it out like I'd like to wear it. And that's going to make sure I've got a nice tension on it. I'm going to pop on my culotte from the other side and drop that right down to the top of that bead. My first crimp bead is going to go on, and I'm just going to flatten that down. So I'm not using a crimping tool. You can do if you want to, but they're all hidden by that culotte anyway. So I'm popping the first crimp bead on, and then the second crimp bead is going to sit just on top, if you can see in there, and flatten that down too. And that's just going to hold on to that tiger tail in there. I always just give it a little wiggle first just to check there's not movement in that culotte. If it slides up, you'll know it's not fully pressed down. But having 2 crimp beads on, if one fails, the other should protect your piece. And then again, just trimming off any of the excess. Closing over with my fingers just to get those little bits lined up. And then come in with a pair of chain nose pliers or whatever, little bit of pressure onto the top to fully close it. And then all I need to do is attach on my clasp. So I'm going to have 2 jump rings. Again, they're all in your kit. 2 jump rings and this lovely little J hook clasp. Now I chose this one, as I said before, it reminds me of, I think the hook, this fishing hook, is pronounced Macau or Macau. M-A-K-A-U, I think it's written. And in Hawaiian legend, the demigod Maui, if you've watched that particular film, we were talking about that place before, weren't we? Not sponsored. Yeah, so he was a demigod, and he went fishing and he caught the ocean floor with his magical hook, and as he pulled it up, legend says he created the islands of Hawaii. And I thought, given the fact that we've got this lovely tropical fish theme going on and beachy vibes, then I wanted to add that. So I'm going to just give my jump ring a little twist open, attach on my clasp. So I'm going through that small loop at the bottom of the hook, and I'm closing it over, and then the same on the other side. Now, what you might need to do is just open up your hook ever so slightly. If it doesn't quite, if it's closed over too much, you might struggle to get that jump ring through. I think I'd be okay with this, but what I tend to do is I take my round nose pliers, if I know where I've put them, and I pop my round nose pliers into the hook, and very gently I'm just going to open it out just a tiny teeny bit, and that's going to allow me to be able to hook my necklace or my anklet on closed, like so. And then when it's worn, it's going to be pulled slightly from each side, so it's not going to slide off. It's just going to work like a hook, like a lovely clasp. Joanne says, Natalie, you've achieved a gorgeous sunny feel. Oh, thanks. Well, bring in the vibes. Meg loves to hear Natalie and wags her tail, and then we have to get a treat when Natalie. Well, you made me read that word out then, Phoenix. I never said it. She's a good girl. She's lovely. She's the most gorgeous, lovely pup in the world. I love her to bits. I get Phoenix Creation sends me regular photographs of her, and she makes me smile. You can't not smile with a lovely animal, can you? Okay, so that is your necklace done and dusted. With the anklet, of course, you can make this into a bracelet if you want to. I'd just make it smaller. But for the anklet, you're going to want to have you're going to want it larger, because of course you've got your ankle wider than your wrist usually. So I've cut about 9 inches, I think, of the tiger tail. Of course, you can adjust that to how you want. And I've popped my shell charm on into the middle, just like we did with the necklace. Place that between the 2 rondelles, 1 pearl, and then 2 of the starfish. Just look at how you place your starfish again. Remember, you want that kind of symmetry, so they're both kind of, whichever way you choose to put them on, you want them the same on each side. I've then put 2 pearls, a rondelle, 2 pearls, and then everything goes 2, 2, 2. So 2 rondelles, 2 pearls, 2 rondelles, until I've got the size that I want. Now with this design, I did finish again with the pearls. You should have enough in your kit to be able to create it just like this. You can, if you prefer, finish with the rondelles, but you've got enough of the pearls in there to finish like that. I'm just going to attach on my culotte and my clasp, but instead of popping on 1 jump ring, I'm going to add a couple of extra, and what that does is that just gives me that option as an extender chain. So if I don't want to fasten it right up here and I want it to be even larger, I can attach it on to the end of the extender chain or in the middle of the extender chain. Just bear in mind, although your wrists move when you're making and typing and whatever it is you're doing, having a cup of tea, whatever, your wrist will move, but it doesn't really change size. Whereas when you've got your ankle, because your foot flexes, the shape of your ankle does kind of move and adjust with the flex of your foot. So having it fit a little bit wider, you don't want it too tight. If it's too tight around the ankle, it's just gonna snap. So it doesn't matter how strong you've got, that's why you don't really wear bracelets as anklets, because they're usually made to fit a wrist. So if you make it a little and wear it a little bit loose, that will move with the movement of your ankle. We've got 5 minutes. I could probably make an earring. Earrings are really straightforward to do, whichever one you've chosen. I'm going to go for Do you know what? I think I'm just going to go for a mix of what's on my desk because I've got these close. So I might as well do the blue ones again. I might do the blue, but with the white starfish. So you're going to get in your kit as well, you're going to get your ball pins and your ear wires. And these are going to be in that rhodium finish as well. So they're all going to match. They are nickel free, so don't worry about that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pin. I'm going to choose which way round I want my starfish. For my earrings, I'm popping it in so that little ball fits in between those two arms of the starfish. And these are the same on either side, so it doesn't really matter which way you put them on. I'm then going to go for my pearl. So I am just going to use what's out at the moment. I'm going to pop one pearl on. And then going to get my lovely rondelle. And then I'm going to pop another pearl on. And then I'm going to make a little wrapped loop. So you can turn a loop if you prefer. I know Mina's been having a few issues with her hands and whatnot. So if you want to turn a loop, you can turn a loop. You can use your looper tool. I'm going to do a little wrap loop. I am a little bit close up there. If you can see how I'm positioning my pliers, I've got my ball pin in between going all the way up, and my pliers are sitting on either side. You can adjust the size of where your wraps are going to be and how big your loop's going to be just by moving up the pliers. You can see they're tapered, so it gets smaller at the end. Just move them out the way so you can see. I'm going to bend my pin. Don't worry about this moving. This can spin round. I'm going to move my pin so I'm gripping it in between, and then I'm popping my pin to one side. So I've gone for a kind of 90-degree bend so the pin's horizontal, and then I'm going to reposition my pliers. So my pliers are now sitting above and below the pin again. So I've just adjusted my hand. I'm going to bring the pin all the way around, just doing it with my fingers to show you at the moment, and then reposition again. So now the pin is in between, and each plier part is one side and the other, just so I can bring that all the way around. At this point, I tend to swap into my less dominant hand. And then you can, of course, use your tools. That's what they're for. Doesn't matter whether you got round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, tweezer nose pliers. So I'm bringing that all the way around, and then I'm just knocking it so it's going to fit. Because I've done it slow, it's not great. But I'm going to have a loop that sits nice and neatly on the top. And I'm going to just lift it up slightly. So this bit now is kind of slightly going up. And then I just take the tail end, and I'm going to bring it round once. Now the reason I push it up slightly is because then it will sit, that first wrap that I'm bringing round, if I can show you, will sit nice and neat underneath that loop. So I'm popping my round nose pliers on just to give myself some purchase, and I'm just bringing it round so little half wraps around the front. Like that pearl, I kind of tilt it that way so gravity drops my beads down to the bottom. But obviously I'm trying to show you, so I'm tilting it up, and hopefully you can see. Bringing it round the back and round the front, and just keep wrapping that tail end round. So what you want to do is you want to wrap the space between the loop and the bead. You can do a neater job than I'm doing here, but that tends to work for me. And then just bring it round. So I'll wrap it around 3 times just to fill in that space. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the little tail end. So if I need to readjust, I can give it a little pinch. So those wraps could be slightly neater. So I'm just going to trim off the rest, any excess pin that I've got, nice and close. And then I'm going to tuck it down. It's really important that when you cut your pin, you tuck down that little end, because you don't want it scratching, catching in your hair, or, you're going to make sure that your jewellery is wearable. So tuck that little point in just with a pair of pliers, and then you've got a nice little wrap loop finish ready to attach on your earring hook. You can't open that now because it's fully closed because we've made that wrap. Let me just adjust that a little bit neater. So you're going to have to open up your earring hook. So a pair of pliers, just to give it a little twist open, slide it on and close it back over. So in your kit today, in your Oceana Jewellery Set, you've got enough to make your pair of earrings, your anklet or bracelet, and your beautiful necklace to match. And I don't know if you can hear all of those lovely jingles, but I do think it's a really, really pretty set. And I think it's a bargain. So let me head back into the comments, and I should be okay for time. I've just bang on 11 o'clock. So let me see if I've missed anything in the comments. Where are you? My granddaughter loves that film, especially the singing, and so shiny. I love the shiny song. And she tries to sing along, says Joanne. That's dead cute. She's like your little mermaid, though, isn't she? She'll, or your little Moana, I suppose. Jan says, very summery. I love it. Thank you, Natalie. You're very, very welcome. Anastasia says, DIY Dream Wedding UK. I went back to the beginning of the Totally Beads. Everyone looks the same. There are no age change, just a different person. Well, I joined about 4 years ago, I would say. I've definitely changed. Definitely looking older. Yolanda says, awesome, really love it. Phoenix says, for the ankle, may be worth doing on elastic. I think it's more likely to snap on elastic. You could do it on elastic, but then you've got to roll it over your full foot, haven't you? Unless you're going to, you'd have to, unless you roll it over your head, you'd have to roll it over your full foot. You could do that, Phoenix. I just find a clasp is a little bit easier on the tiger tail, but you do you. You could absolutely change that up if you wanted to. Anastasia says, as a blessed rest of your day. I hope to see you tomorrow with Kitty or on Friday. Stay safe. I will be back on Monday. I do Mondays and Wednesdays at the moment. What am I doing on Monday? Oh, I don't know. I've got earrings coming up. I've got bracelet. I think I'm doing a crystal bracelet on Monday. I've put that much together. I'm halfway. I'm pretty much towards the end of March at the moment, so I don't know what I've put what week. Phoenix, that's too cute. I'm going to share that one. Every time you rustle the packet, I just hear the Cinderella mouse. Is that Gus saying, ooh, beads? I think that's Gus. What have we got? What have we got? People saying it looks lovely. Mina says the looper tool is a godsend. I bought it and it helps a lot. It does when you're doing lots and lots of pins. Rachel says lovely make. Thank you so much. DIY Dream Wedding says so beautiful. Hello to Kath. She says gorgeous. Bye Natalie and everybody. Meg, enjoy your. I can say it if you're taking a car now, Phoenix. Enjoy your walk. You're a good girl. And I am older, but thanks. And Joanne says, thank you. It's a lovely make. Have a lovely day. And everyone's giving me sunshine vibes. So I've hoped I've made you feel a little bit warmer and a little bit cheerier. These were the Oceana jewellery necklaces. You can get those kits on totallybeads.co.uk and have a lot of fun making. Do share your designs with us, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday if you can come and join me again. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.